So, today, we're not just going to look at some scary story. Nope, we're going to dissect a total masterclass in modern psychological terror. We're going to break down the last call log and figure out how it takes the one thing we all have in our pockets, our smartphone, and turns it into a source of pure, absolute dread.
Just think about this for a second. That device you carry with you everywhere, the one that holds your entire life, what if it wasn't just a tool? What if it was a warning system? Or worse, what if it was the trap itself? That is the deeply unsettling question right at the heart of this whole thing. All right, so where does it all begin? Well, it starts with one simple, totally impossible event. This is the hook. It's what pulls our main character, Arjun, and us, right along with him, into a reality that's just starting to come apart at the seams.
So, the story kicks off by laying out the facts, almost like a police report, right? It's late. An unknown number calls. A really weird voice just says, "Check your call log." And then he finds it. An outgoing call in his history, made to the very number that just called him. But the real horror here isn't just the call. It's the duration.
1 hour and 13 minutes. Just let that sink in. The call was logged as having started more than an hour before he got the call telling him to check the log in the first place. It's a complete paradox. It's a digital impossibility that just shouldn't be able to happen. And it immediately makes you question everything.
And this right here, this is that first crack in Arjun's world. These are his words, sure, but they're also ours, aren't they? It's that exact moment the story shifts from just being kind of strange to being fundamentally wrong. It breaks a rule we all just take for granted, that our technology, our phones, tell the truth.
Okay, so the story doesn't just leave it at that. It dials up the threat. It's not just about some glitch in a log file anymore. It becomes something way more personal, way more terrifying. It becomes an auditory clue that seems to be coming from his own past.
And then another piece of digital evidence just shows up, a new voicemail. But look at that timestamp, 1:04 a.m., a time when he was definitely asleep. The timestamp itself feels like a threat, a piece of data that just completely contradicts his own memory. And what's on this voicemail? Well, that's the real turning point.
So he hits play, and the voice he hears, it's his own. Absolutely terrified, pleading. The story literally takes his own identity, the sound of his own voice, and twists it into proof of some trauma he has zero memory of. But the message? It's not done. And with this line, bam! Just like that, the threat isn't some abstract idea anymore. It's immediate, it's physical, and it's in the room with him. Or at least, it was. That voicemail suddenly transforms from a creepy little anomaly into a recording of his own terror, and he's listening to it happen.
So the story then does something brilliant. It pulls the horror right out of the digital world and makes it terrifyingly real, tangible. The threat is no longer just something on a screen or in a speaker. It's about to physically appear in his apartment. This is a complete paradox. Think about this. Arjun is holding his phone in his hand. He's looking right at it. But he hears another phone, his phone, ringing from the bedroom he just walked out of. This moment just shatters a basic law of physics. You can't be in two places at once, right?
And when you look at them side by side, it's just impossible. We're not talking about a similar phone. No, this is an exact duplicate, down to every last scratch on the screen. This isn't just some haunting anymore. It's a replication, a supernatural glitch in the matrix that makes the threat feel completely unstoppable.
All right, here we go. We've reached the climax. All of those pieces, the impossible calls, his own voice on that recording, the two phones, they all crash together in the final, terrifying moments of Arjun's story. The pace just picks up, and the horror gets intensely personal. This is the ultimate mind game. Who is calling him now? The caller ID says it all. Arjun himself. The threat isn't some him out there anymore. The call log itself is telling him that the source of the terror is him. He's become his own monster, and he has to answer. He picks up, and what he hears is his own voice, just screaming, this desperate, frantic, final warning. The story cuts the warning off just like that, creating this sense of pure panic and leaving us and Arjun hanging right on the edge. 3 simple words. After a frantic scream telling him exactly what not to do, he does the one thing he was warned against. This slide is so stark for a reason. It creates this moment of awful, dreadful silence. It's the moment he seals his own fate.
And then, the tone just completely changes. We're ripped out of that visceral horror and dropped into the cold, sterile language of a police report. And you know what?
That almost makes it creepier. There's no physical evidence, no rational explanation, just a missing guy and his phone lying on the floor, stuck in an impossible, ongoing call.
But here's the thing. The story, it doesn't really end with Arjun's disappearance. Instead, the horror becomes a perpetual loop, a technological curse that just lives on, trapped inside the very same device that orchestrated the whole thing.
And this, right here, is the heart of why this story is so effective. It taps into this very modern kind of fear. It works because it takes something we trust without a second thought, our phone's record of what happened, and it turns it into a liar. It turns it into the villain. It corrupts the familiar, and that is terrifying. So, in the aftermath, the horror just automates itself. It's like a ghost in the machine, running the same horrifying program, night after night. Arjun is gone, but that trap he fell into, it's still active. It's still waiting.
This is the final, bone-chilling line from the new voicemails found on the phone. But the voice, it's not Arjun's anymore. It's calm. It's triumphant. It's the voice of whatever was behind him. It's a sign that the entity is won. It has claimed its victim, and now it's the one leaving the messages.
And that's what we're left with. This final question basically puts the cursed object right into your hands. The story might be over, but the threat feels like it could continue with anyone who's just curious enough to press play. So, would you?